Alton, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Alton Brown. I like to call myself a culinary raconteur. I'm an educator, writer, not a chef. And right now I'm touring a live culinary variety show.
You just released your 10th book. What food for thought are you dishing out?
Food for Thought is my first essay collection. It's not a recipe book, not an instructional food book. It is a part memoir, part idea essay book.
Hot take. You say not to negotiate with kids. What's your advice instead?
My advice when trying to feed children is whatever it is you really want them to eat, don't serve it to them and make a big point of not serving it to them, because then they immediately want to be included. And then you say, no, this is for big people. That sets the hook like nothing else. They'll eat anything you put in front of them.
Last Bite is your live tour. What surprises are you cooking up?
Last Bite is a culinary variety show like all of my 3 tours before. This one's different in that it's a bit more science-y. I think I did my first 3 tours really kind of for the fans. I built it for what they wanted. This is what I wanted.
What's your favorite part of the show?
My favorite part of the live show and of performing in general, to be quite honest, is the audience. The TV camera sucks your soul directly out of your eyeballs and never gives it back. Audiences always give more than they take, and that is such a lovely change of pace.
You love to sing. If your life were a song, what would the title be?
If my life was a song, I think it would be, "Hey, which of you bastards put the ketchup bottle back in empty?" I haven't written that yet, but it's on my to-do list.
Is this really your farewell tour?
This is really my farewell tour. It's not farewell, but I will not be touring like this again. This kind of big format, 18-wheelers and buses and things like that. I would like to continue to do live performances, but I'd like to do smaller scale club dates, which are a very different kind of interaction.
You said after this you're going back to male modeling. Strike your best pose for us.
That was a joke. There's no male modeling here at all, nothing. Unless there's like a big old guys catalog, that somebody wants to do. So I don't have any poses.
Very Blue Steel.
Blue Steel's derivative. I'd like to think that's more Pearl Magnum.
If you had to pick one cooking technique to master, what would it be?
I've already mastered them.
What's
No, I'm kidding. That's a complete joke. Sushi. Sushi is my favorite food, but I'm horrible at it. I'm thinking about taking off some time to go to Japan to take like a hardcore sushi class, because I really, really want to be able to make good sushi, and I just suck at it.
What's one cooking hack everyone should know?
You know what? If there was one thing that I wanted everybody to know, and I don't really think it's a hack, it's the understanding that you can cook dried pasta in a very small amount of water. You don't need to bring this huge pot of water to a boil and dump your pasta in. You literally need just enough water to cover it. You just have to be ready to stir. I wish people knew that.
What's one weird kitchen tool you swear by that makes all the difference in your cooking?
A brick. Years ago, I had bought this fancy Italian meat tenderizer, and I had this epiphany about the fact that I was like spending $50 on this piece of Italian metal that could do nothing that a brick couldn't do. And so I actually went out and I had this whole pile of bricks because I had this whole wall, and I took a brick and I wrapped it in foil and I used it as a meat tenderizer. And so now, whenever I'm in the kitchen, I always start with the question, can I do it with a brick? Because if I can do it with a brick, then I don't need another tool. So I think having a kind of a base tool that you look at and say, okay, can I do that with this before I go and get some other tool is a really valuable thing to do. And it keeps us on a kind of primal state. So brick.
If you had to pick one dish to make with the clock ticking and your reputation on the line, what's your go-to?
Roast chicken. My roast chicken. Just fear me.
What's your ultimate guilty pleasure food?
Breakfast martinis.
Who's someone
I think starting to drink earlier in the day is a far more responsible way to do it. The drinking that gets us in trouble is night drinking. You should pretty much be cutting off at about 4 in the afternoon.
Who's someone you've shared the kitchen with that you never expected to bond with?
My wife.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
Really? It's not culinary. Can it be not culinary? My biggest pet peeve is people that run their windshield wipers when it's not raining. Drives me nuts. I've killed 3 people.
What's one thing you've always wanted to try but have been too scared to do?
Something I've wanted to try, but I'm too scared to do. Because there's also too scared to say, so I've got to back up. I've always wanted to try skydiving, but I'm really afraid of jumping out of an airplane.
Best place to eat in LA?
Okay. I don't know I'm not going to say it's the best. I can't play the best game. I will tell you this. There is only one place that I eat at every time that I come to LA. And it was the first restaurant that I remember eating as a child because I was born here. And it's the classic Mexican restaurant, El Cholo. It's not the best, but you know.
Banana slicer or avocado scooper? You gotta pick one. Which one and why?
Okay, I'm gonna take the avocado slicer because, and I've done this, I have this little dog who's like a Boston Terrier, and when I put it over her face, she looks like Hannibal Lecter. And that has made for some very good internet fodder. You can't do that with a banana slicer.
How does performing live compare to filming a show like Good Eats or Iron Chef America?
Performing live is so much more fun. Television is great, it's a craft, an art. But, you know, as a performer, if you're the one in front of the stack of glass, the truth is that every camera on earth sucks your soul out of your eyes and every audience gives it back. And I also feel, quite frankly, that we're at a point in our cultural existence where there's more value, I think, of getting a bunch of people that don't know each other into a room together to watch an entertainment together than producing something that they can watch on a screen by themselves in their bathroom.
You're going out to celebrate? What are you ordering?
All the caviar. All the caviar. If somebody else is paying, if I'm paying just a little 30 gram, 10.
What's been your secret to success?
My utter ability to embrace failure. I never learn anything by success, and I never learn anything by winning, but I always learn by failure, and have learned well by failing.
What do you want to tell your fans and those watching The Sit?
That I really, I hope that, first off, I'd really love you to fill the Wiltern Theater tonight. That'd be great to not see any empty seats. And I think the other thing is that please remember, as we live in troubled times, cooking is the best connective tissue you can have to friends and loved ones.
What's your rating of The Sit?
You know, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this a solid 9. You guys are well prepared, courteous. Your camera equipment works properly. The microphone placement's good. No, this is great. I mean, the chair's sticky. It smells funny, but I guess you can't afford Clorox.
So I don't know if many of you know this, but I am a grantor of wishes, you know, like the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So apparently I heard Alton, he was saying that he's always wanted to be a meteorologist here in front of the green screen. So I want to take a break, perfect timing. I want to eat my chocolate bar. Alton, I just realized that you are a pilot.
I am, and pilots are weather obsessed because that's what keeps you alive.
Of course, so you know about upper air dynamics and you look at the charts and things like that.
Look at the charts, I read the progs, yeah, I know these things.
This is the first time I'm going to hand over my button to you. This is the button that fast forward right here, and then you...
I can fast... Oh, look at that!
Yeah,
I made it.
So go for it.
So we've got this serious load that is developing over where nobody lives, and what that's going to do is going to pull in all the wet air that we really did need here in Southern California to do things like stop fires into the desert, where it's going to cause all kinds of problems. Let's face it, what's Oklahoma going to do with more water? Now, as we look forward into, well, this high that is going to be coming in over in the top parts of Northern California, like they need more heat, right? They need more dry. I mean, look, hot, Las Vegas. I mean, it's right there, warm. So guess what? It's actually springtime in Southern California, and it's going to be 70 and frickin' sunny. It's nice to know that somewhere in this world, something's going to frickin' happen that happens all the time that's not going to surprise you. Take a look at these. This is our outlook for the 7-day. We're basically going to be at a very low of 60 all the way up to 95, but that's out in the valley. And who cares? Because the valley's always 75 degrees hotter than everywhere else in Los Angeles.
Do you live in the valley?
I don't live in the valley. I live in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, you live in Atlanta.
I do, where the pollen is coming down off the trees like cocaine.
Oh my gosh.
And it's the worst thing in the world. So I'm so happy to be in Southern California during this time.
It's so good that I have another button.
Another button.
It's kind of like being in a driver's seat when you're teaching someone to drive. There are two, wheels.
This is worse than an Apple remote. It doesn't do anything that I want it to do. Ooh, the high desert.
Thank you. Thank you for being here with us. We have another hit coming up, so maybe I can persuade you to
Low
come
desert,
back and do the
high desert.
rest of the forecast.
I'll be there.